When it comes down to improving staff retention inside of the industry, one of the biggest narratives that we're hearing at the moment is to give people what they want, not what you think they need as an operator. That means initiating honest conversations with your team, creating a space that is friendly and welcoming, and then once you are in that space, listening to understand your team, and with that understanding, then giving your team what it is that they want.
It really is fundamental that businesses think about purpose over profits. It's a hard one to swallow, I think, when you really start to think about the commercials. But the reality is, it is what young people, which is the majority of the type of staff that hospitality are struggling to recruit at the moment, want to be involved in. So allowing people purpose through their job, whether that's a kind of daily action that they can take through some sort of volunteering, or receiving a salary from a brand that they believe is fundamentally doing good for people and for the planet, is, I think, essential now and will forever grow into the future.
Retention's a really hot topic as well as recruitment, and I think there's lots that outlets can do to help support that. We've conducted 3 pieces of research this year already just on employee engagement, and that's becoming something that's really important to employees. It's not just about the financial benefits of salary, tips, bonus, whatever it might be. It's also things like your emotional well-being, so your holiday entitlement, flexible working is massive, that flexibility in wanting certain hours, but also the emotional benefits as well. Have you got somebody you can talk to? Is there mentoring available to you? And actually, in some research we did earlier this year, 86% of employees we surveyed said they expect and want some form of training within their role.
If you put your staff first and look after the staff primarily, they look after each other. And by them looking after each other, it's going to be a fantastic team that gels and bonds. But the result of that is that the customers are going to have a much better level of customer service. They're going to have a fantastic welcome, and the memories that are going to get made within that particular business are going to be so special.
I think the most simple way is communication and understanding their people. The better we can understand their people and the more knowledge we can gain from just talking to them and understanding them, not just as an employee but as a person themselves, then the more knowledge we have, the more power we have to make the changes in the business that we do need to make to create an environment where they not only will not want to leave, but are very happy to stay in and work and feel excited to come to work each day.
So I think what we know about the hospitality industry is that 40% of people have considered leaving the industry because of the impact that work has on their mental health. But I think the key thing that I would ask operators to look at is actually people managers. So people managers play such a pivotal part in creating a really supportive and open culture for their employees.
So we think as a business we are doing everything to look after our people. We pay the best wages we can. We have a service charge in. We give you your birthday off. We look after your well-being. We have all the perks you can possibly imagine and more. And yet it's still really tough to retain staff.
Everyone's got a different personality, and I think if you try and find out what makes someone tick, even if it's a weakness, you can then develop that with someone. So retention's not always about money. Life balance is really important, and to be aware of that. If there's a big occasion coming up, try and get that person to have that time off, because it'll mean a lot to them. But also, if they're going through a tough time, be aware of that and ask if there's anything you can do to support, or do they need a tiny bit of time off. I appreciate when you've got staff shortages, that's a challenge, but I think in the long run, it will pay off.